You're watching ABC 7 News at 11.
Breaking news tonight out of Sarasota. Police are on scene of an accident involving a car and a pedestrian near the intersection of US 41 and 10th Street. The northbound lanes of US 41 are blocked between 6th and 10th Street, and they are expected to be closed for the next several hours while police investigate. Police say the driver of that car is being cooperative, but the pedestrian hit does have serious injuries. New at 11, more funding for Sarasota charter schools. An outcry from parents and charter school leaders caused the district to take a second look at the money it was providing to the schools for security. ABC 7's Jess Dowdrick joins us live from district headquarters tonight to explain what happened. Jess?
Jacqueline, every year Sarasota School Board spends an average of $775 per charter school student. However, at the last school board meeting, the board approved spending just $525 per student, sending charter school supporters into an uproar. So tonight, the school board handed out some more money. When approving its capital improvements budget, the board voted to give charter schools an additional $225 per student, or $1.6 million. That, coupled with funding that was passed, brings the total back up to the average at about $750 per student. Now, charter schools were budgeting for much more than that, which resulted in the outcry, because last year a new state law forced the district to almost double the annual average, spending just over $1,300 per student. But state lawmakers then shifted the law's language for this year to try to distribute the funds more evenly throughout the charter schools.
This benefited everyone to come to the table, fully understand what the options are, communicate with our charter school families and our charter partners that we have. We're there to support them. They're all our students, as I said before today. We have to eliminate the us versus them.
Another focus of tonight's meeting was addressing the overcrowded Venice High School. Right now, the school is about 250 students over capacity. The board has decided to study what it'll take to build a new high school somewhere between Venice and Northport. The board is also talking about adding another wing to Venice High. There's been no decision either way.
I would tell you that those conversations are interdependent, is that if you put a classroom wing at Venice, that becomes permanent capacity and would delay the need for a high school. But there's also a conversation about how large do you want your high schools to become.
State law doesn't allow the district to build a school before they have the students to fill it. So if they want to build a new high school that'll hold about 400 or 500 students, they have to be 400 or 500 students over capacity before they can do that. Reporting live in Sarasota, Jess Dowdrick, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Jess, thank you. Well, Sarasota Schools Police Department got a little bit bigger. Tonight, 2 new officers were sworn into the force, Sergeant Dwayne Oakes and Officer Stephen Roy. Oakes makes the 3rd and final sergeant for the brand new police department, and Roy is the 13th officer. Both men come from out of state and have worked with Chief Paul Grahowski in the past.
I was actually intrigued that when he made me aware of what the school district was doing and the goals behind the plan. I was very interested in it, and the more I researched it, the more I liked it and wanted to be involved in this project and this team.
Both officers will be ready to patrol district elementary schools by Monday. New at 11, Governor Rick Scott asking to redirect $58 million toward additional school security. The Florida Department of Education submitted a proposal today to the legislature asking to move the unused funding from the Coach Aaron Feist Guardian Program to school districts for additional safety. Once redirected, the $58 million will be dispersed to Florida school districts based on student population. This funding can then be used to partner with local law enforcement to hire additional school officers. This proposal will now go before the Legislative Budget Commission. Well, let's check in now with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for a look at your first alert forecast and what you can expect tomorrow morning, Bob.
Well, right now you can expect warm temperatures. It feels like temperature at 93 degrees at this hour, 84. Didn't have many cooling storms this evening, so it's staying pretty warm out there. Winds are calm right now. They have been out of the west and southwest at times throughout the day. The barometer is still way up there, 30-13. Now, as far as the radar picture goes, the frontal boundary, not a lot of action this evening along it now. Things are starting to wind down, although the front is still slowly pushing to the southeast right now. There's not a lot to it. in terms of its forward motion into our area. We have had some showers today. A lot of the activity was well inland. Not much along the coastline, not our typical afternoon here along the Sun Coast, but boy, we had a lot of west wind, and that carried some of that nasty smell of the decaying fish all the way well to US 41. I want to show you this. This is outflow boundary right here, trying to make its way back toward the coast. And once it gets out into the Gulf, there's a chance it could kick off a few showers offshore, but that chance is small. Right now, winds are very light and variable across the region up and down the coast, but we do expect more of a westerly component beginning tomorrow. And stay with us for a while, too. We'll talk about that, what it means for our weather in just a few minutes. Jacqueline?
All right, Bob, thank you. Now to major developments today surrounding two former members of President Trump's inner circle. His longtime personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, pleading guilty to illegally paying hush money to silence two women who claim to have had affairs with the president. And former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort, now a convicted felon, facing decades of jail time for tax and bank fraud. ABC's Emily Rao is tracking both of those stories from Washington.
President Trump's longtime fixer walked out of court in New York after pleading guilty to a total of 8 felony charges, 2 campaign finance counts, 1 for giving a false statement to a bank, and 5 counts of tax evasion. 11 days before the election, Cohen paid off porn star Stormy Daniels, who claimed she had a one-night affair with Trump in 2006. The president initially said he didn't know about that payment.
Did you know about the $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels?
But later, the White House saying he did know.
Mr. Cohen sought reimbursement for that money by submitting invoices to the candidate's company, which were untrue and false.
Cohen was also involved in the payoff of former Playboy playmate Karen McDougal. Cohen telling judges he was working in coordination and at the direction of a candidate for federal office. And in Virginia, a jury found President Trump's former campaign chairman Paul Manafort guilty on 5 counts of tax evasion, 1 count of failing to report a foreign bank account, and 2 counts of bank fraud. They were unable to reach a verdict on 10 other counts, and the judge declared a mistrial on those 10 counts. Manafort showed no emotion as the verdict was read, President Trump reacting to the verdict Tuesday night.
It doesn't involve me, but I still feel, it's a very sad thing that happens. This has nothing to do with Russian collusion.
Cohen is now out of jail on bond and still waiting for sentencing. Paul Manafort has another federal trial starting next month. Emily Rao, ABC News, Washington.
Meanwhile, more than 600 Facebook pages are now inactive because they've been linked to Iran and Russia. The social network says the accounts were operating in a, quote, inauthentic way. That move comes less than 2 months before midterm elections. According to Facebook, some of those accounts are linked to the same people that tried to impact the 2016 election. Facebook is now working with a private cybersecurity company and federal authorities in its crackdown on these types of accounts. New developments tonight in the case of a missing college student, a suspect in custody tonight accused in the death of University of Iowa student Molly Tibbetts. Authorities have filed first-degree murder charges against 24-year-old Christian Rivera. The Iowa Division of Criminal Investigation say that they were able to obtain security camera footage in the area where Tibbetts went missing and identified a black Chevy Malibu linked to Rivera. Authorities say Rivera followed Tibbetts in his car on July 18th while she was running and circled back and then began interacting with her and abducted her. Rivera is an undocumented immigrant who authorities believe has been in the area for 4 to 7 years. At a rally today, President Trump addressed the case, relating it to immigration reform.
You heard about today with the illegal alien coming in, very sadly from Mexico, and you saw what happened to that incredible, beautiful young woman. Should have never happened. Illegally in our country.
Tibbetts' digital footprint, which included a Fitbit, played a role in solving this case. The Colorado father charged with killing his pregnant wife and 2 daughters, making his first court appearance today. Christopher Watts waived his right to a preliminary hearing and will be back in court on November 19th. Watts was formally charged yesterday with 5 counts of murder, unlawful termination of a pregnancy, and tampering with a deceased body. Investigators say he killed his wife Shanann and his daughters Bella and Celeste on August 13th and then hid their bodies at his workplace. Court documents show Watts was having an affair with a co-worker prior to the murders. He's now being held in the Weld County Jail without bail. Here on the Suncoast, Sarasota's city manager under fire after using a personal account for city-related matters. Former city commission candidate Martin Hyde challenging Tom Barwin to release all of the emails that he's sent using his private account since 2012. Now, this all started when Hyde obtained more than 600 city-related emails that Barwin had sent and received to his private Gmail account. Those 600 emails were only during a 2-year span, so Hyde thinks there may have been many more.
Why is it that 50 or 60 have his personal email? I don't think that's right. I'm not accusing him of any serious malfeasance, but frankly, how would we know? We've got no way to see anything that's hidden.
In a statement, the city manager says he is more than willing to release all of those emails that he unintentionally sent through this private account. Stay with us. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast. Plus, Manatee County issuing a state of emergency because of the ongoing red tide problem, what that means for those who live and work in the area. And more than a dozen dead dolphins found in Sarasota over the last few weeks. What Mote Marine has to say about their deaths.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Watch ABC 7 wherever you are, on our live stream, on mysuncoast.com, on the ABC 7 My Suncoast app, powered by the Eye Associates, providing sight for life, featuring traffic maps and live radar, dining with recipes, and My Suncoast Restaurant Guide. Visit mysuncoast.com. Click on the Apps tab to download the ABC 7 My Suncoast app for Apple and Android.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TruStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Sarasota Oxygen and CPAP is the largest locally owned CPAP supply company in the area. Is it time to replace your old equipment? The staff at Sarasota Oxygen and CPAP can show you the most up-to-date CPAP equipment and supplies to meet your sleep apnea needs, including portable travel devices and the SoClean automatic CPAP sanitizer. We serve all of Southwest Florida, giving the highest quality of care with the finest CPAP equipment. Please visit our website, sarasotacpap.com.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Well, Bob, those winds coming offshore really kind of churning up that smell more.
Yeah,
inland.
it is. And, you know, that's the thing. All summer long, we've seen these west winds coming in from the Gulf and moving inland. That pattern is back with us, and it's going to stick around for a couple of days, and then we'll switch it right back again for the weekend. Well, beautiful sunset tonight. All the photos that were sent in, everyone says, yeah, it's a beautiful sunset, but it's not smelling all that great out there. In fact, every one of them, the photos that sent in, a lot of them sent in today. Captain Kathy, who's been known to show us some great video of dolphins and all sorts of great things out there. She's kind of takes folks for sightseeing, and I bet there's not much business now, though. Roberts Bay, Jim also complaining that it was not very pretty out there tonight in terms of the smell. And Steve Hall said the same thing, a nice crepuscular rays on those clouds. And Rita Zucchelli getting the Tony Soprito Pier right there with a beautiful shot. Appreciate that. And well, here's a cold front. This is unusual to see a cold front this far south during this time of year. It just doesn't normally happen. It has happened this summer, though, quite frequently. The front is not doing a whole lot, producing any kind of rough weather, but it will get down to north central Florida, mainly North Florida, and then eventually fade away. But it'll take a couple days, and that means we'll stay in this pattern of onshore flow, and that will stick around with us, it looks like, through Friday. And then I think Friday things start to change a little bit. So Friday is more of a transitional day than anything. Back to Saturday and Sunday, we'll get that east to southeast wind. There were some heavier storms earlier tonight into central Florida. Those have since moved on. One or two still hanging out right there. I mentioned that little surface boundary that continues to head off into the Gulf. There's a chance we could see something out there, but not much. Models indicating maybe an isolated storm here and there. Don't count on it. We're looking for generally partly cloudy to mostly fair skies overnight. It will be warm, and we're expecting low temperatures to be above seasonal averages. That's another thing that the west wind does. It keeps the warm and muggies all the way around through the night and even the overnight. Now, this particular model suggesting mainly inland storms, but not a lot. The rain chances aren't all that high tomorrow. And then notice what happens at 3:10. It really flares up some storms here. I don't trust this too much as far as the afternoon storms go here along the coast. We'll see how it plays out. I think more so inland storms will be favored later on in the day. Well, the water vapor content, it's not too moist, it's not too dry, it's just about right for scattered storms in the interior portions of our viewing area. A lot of dry air behind that front right now throughout Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. And in the tropics, a lot of wind in the upper levels of the atmosphere, just shutting everything down through the Caribbean and the Atlantic and much of the Gulf of Mexico at this time. We have to keep an eye on that front. A lot of times when fronts come down, at least late in the season, we start to see something develop on the tail end of it. Well, this has developed into a high-end Category 4 hurricane. Its name is Lane, and it's going to move down the lane right toward Hawaii, it looks like, over the upcoming 48 hours. 155-mile-an-hour winds. It's moving to the west-northwest, expected to take more of a northerly turn. Now, it could be near the islands with 85-mile-an-hour winds as early as Friday evening. This storm is expected to weaken, but it still will be a pretty big wave maker and heavy rain maker as it heads toward Hawaii. Currently, it's 84 and 93 on the heat index and the relative humidity high. The high today was 91, 74 was the morning low. The heat index tomorrow will be up into the 100-degree range once again tomorrow afternoon with a little chance for significant widespread rainfall. We may see a few scattered showers around, but I think better chances come on Thursday and Friday. South winds turn to the west, just 5 to 10 knots, and then the extended forecast calling for that slight chance for showers tomorrow. A little bit better chance for morning showers and storms on Thursday and Friday. Then we get back to those afternoon and evening variety of showers and some thunderstorms. Those will be a little bit stronger too and have a little bit more rain with them. Jacqueline?
All right, Bob, thank you. A local state of emergency has been declared in Manatee County due to the red tide situation. The declaration will allow county officials to pay overtime to staff and also make special purchases to deal with the red tide problem. The state of emergency will be in effect until August 28th, but it could be extended.
That aligns Manatee County with the state declaration so that should federal funding or additional state funding be made available, we'll be in a position to quickly accept it.
This state of emergency addresses fish kills that is on beaches, canals, and the many waterways in Manatee County. 3 cleanup boats have been picking up the dead fish since Monday, which ends up in the Manatee County landfill. Now, no new fish kills to report in Sarasota County canals. However, Sarasota County government tweeting these pictures of the 11 county-maintained canals that they were monitoring today, saying there were no signs of dead fish. Now, they'll be regularly checking those canals, but they are asking for your help by using the SeaClick Fix app to report any red tide concerns to their attention. An update tonight on the 13 dead dolphins found in Sarasota over the last 2 weeks. Mote Marine Lab says 12 of them have had necropsies. 9 of the 12 had stomachs full of food, and one way the dolphins may be exposed to red tide is through eating contaminated fish. Mote has collected and sent off samples from these dolphins to confirm if this is the cause of their deaths. However, it could take several weeks to get results. The remaining 3 dolphins were so decomposed that Mote could not assess the overall body condition or if they were suffering from respiratory issues from the red tide. Meanwhile, an action plan in Venice to combat the red tide is coming together. The plan came out of a community meeting that happened yesterday, and today the City Council already putting parts of it in action. They've come up with a list of 6 things that they want to tackle. First and foremost, the city manager is creating a plan to help Sarasota County with additional cleanup efforts. Mayor John Holick also writing a letter to Governor Rick Scott asking the state to limit the amount of nitrogen, animal waste, and phosphorus released into our waterways, including Lake Okeechobee. The city will also be monitoring pollution that goes through its water treatment system, adding regulations for land development and educating the public on fertilizer use throughout the city, and also removing septic tanks in homes and businesses.
Continue to go on and wait for the next red tide outbreak 5 or 10 years from now and then start all over again. We have to tackle this when it's here, find a way to mitigate it. According to the experts yesterday, there isn't any way to eliminate it, but there may be ways to reduce it. So that's what we're going to be looking for.
Throughout the next month, City Council members will continue meeting and putting together the specifics on how to roll out each of these plans. They hope to implement them as soon as possible, but definitely by the end of this year. And for all of our latest coverage on the red tide outbreak and to get answers to your most asked questions, you can head over to mysuncoast.com/redtide. A follow-up now to a shark dragging video that went viral last year. 2 experts who testified today in court were unable to definitively say if a shark was dead or alive when it was dragged behind a boat in that video. 2 men from Manatee County, Michael Wenzel and Robert Banak, are each charged with 2 felony counts of aggravated cruelty to animals. They both have pleaded not guilty. Charges against a 3rd man were dropped due to a lack of evidence. The next court hearing is set for October. New drug charges against a Sarasota man who was arrested last month on meth and cocaine possession. Sarasota police charging 38-year-old Michael Peterson with possession of bath salts. Peterson was arrested in July. This month, detectives received lab results on the meth showing that it contained the drug known as bath salts. Peterson bonded out of jail after he was booked on these new drug charges. Northport police are looking for a couple accused of using fake money at a Goodwill. Take a look at these security camera photos from the Goodwill on Tamiami Trail. If you recognize the people on your screen, you're being asked to contact Northport Police. And Sarasota police also looking for help from people who were at the Hookah Lounge earlier this month. They say a fight broke out in the parking lot between multiple people on August 4th. They know cell phone video was taken and are hoping that somebody will turn in a copy of it to help with their investigation. If you were there and have any information, you're being asked to contact police. Sports is next, but first, here's what's coming up on Jimmy Kimmel.
Kimmel Tonight. It's the always surprising Kristen Bell. Wait, how'd that happen?
Can you get me out of here?
Plus John David Washington.
This feels pretty good.
And music from country star Brett Eldridge.
It sounds awesome. It really does.
Emmy-nominated Kimmel, tonight on ABC.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system could make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now, SoClean.com has released the world's first automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs and bacteria. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer, risk-free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
The SoClean works, and it's a really effective product, and I couldn't believe how easy it was to use.
SoClean works on all popular CPAP machines and masks, destroying CPAP germs and bacteria without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and walk away. Voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited-time offer. Call now,
800-604-0398.
Or visit SoClean.com today.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
Now, sports.
The Tampa Bay Rays beating the Kansas City Royals for a second night in a row. Blake Snell struck out 11 batters while giving up just one run against the Royals today. The Rays won 4-1 tonight. Well, the Washington Nationals have reduced its payroll by shipping second baseman Daniel Murphy to the Cubs and first baseman Matt Adams to the Cardinals. Washington received little in return for the two players. The Cubs send Class A infielder Andrew Monasterio and a player to be named or cash to Washington. The Nationals get just $50,000 from the Cards. And high school football rankings are out, and two local teams made the cut. Rivals Venice Indians and Braden River Pirates are neck and neck. The Indians ranking 6th in the Class 7A category, and the Pirates not far behind at 9th. Just a reminder, you can watch how both of those teams do this season on Football Friday nights starting this Friday on ABC 7 at 11. That's a look at sports. We'll have tonight's winning lotto numbers when we come back.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
If you think it's hot outside, just wait until you see even hotter savings inside. Only at Rugs As Art Hot Summer Savings Sale event will you find the lowest prices on a vast selection of stunning rugs, furniture accents, and accessories. This special event only happens once a year, so hurry in before the best selections are gone. The Hot Summer Savings event ends soon, so don't miss out on the best prices ever. Rugs As Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
Pets bring so much joy to our lives. They're loyal, they're protective, and smart. Yet as smart as our pets might be, they can't advocate for themselves, especially in the event of a natural disaster. During Hurricane Harvey, many families were separated from their pets. That's why it's important your pet is part of your family's disaster preparedness plan. Talk to your veterinarian and visit banfieldfoundation.org/disaster. Don't save it for a rainy day.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. It was the...
Is that bacon? You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Sarasota County Sheriff Tom Knight presenting a check for $10,000 to Venice Middle School Young Marines. It's a youth and education and service program that promotes the mental, moral, and physical developments of its members. Sheriff Knight's donation to the program will support a trip next year for students to travel to Normandy in commemoration of the 75th anniversary of World War II's D-Day. That'll be a great trip for them.
Amazing. Great job there, too. Yeah. Absolutely. Weather-wise, should be okay tomorrow. We're looking for an isolated shower or two, but not many. And it will be warm, and unfortunately, we will get the west wind, which will bring in the smell, that nasty smell. Ooh, that smell.
Nobody likes it.
No.
We'll be happy when it leaves. All right. Thank you, Bob. Thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you right back here tomorrow evening. Have a good one.